Fantastic Monday, everybody. It's Leo Robles here. Welcome to the weekly Power Up. And I'm super excited and grateful to be here with you and share this message for the week. I hope that your day has been going great so far. I started my morning at 5 a.m., got on the stairs, did my gratitude, did some affirmations, and then I jumped on Clubhouse at 6 a.m. because I have an accountability group at 6, and we run the Miracle Morning for Realtors, and it's been game changer for me and my business. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my morning because I really think that if you're lacking desire in any area of your life, or if you're lacking like motivation and inspiration, and you're not jumping out of bed in the morning, I really encourage you to do something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone and see how that impacts your day. And I'm sharing that because I committed to this group a month ago. So I've been waking up at 5 o'clock every single day, Monday through Sunday, consistently. But I'm doing it more because I'm giving, right? At 6 a.m., I got to go on this Clubhouse and give value. I have to have my brain already warmed up, and I have to give value, and I have a couple of other friends that are also running this room. So we have about 60, 70, 100 people show up on a daily basis, and they're listening in, wanting to receive value, right? So for me, selfishly, it's holding me accountable to be on point, by the time that I get into that room. And it's just an awesome experience, just to have that. And it's elevated my game. I'm more inspired. I'm just centered, focused, grateful. It gives me the ability to connect with the people I want to connect with. And also, I'm a huge believer that you need to have some time for yourself before you get the day started. Because if you're running into the day without taking some time for yourself, then you're going to be in reaction mode. So you got to take a proactive approach. Whatever time that you see fit for yourself to wake up in the morning, wake up an hour earlier. That way you got some time to stretch, to breathe a little bit. Maybe you want to write something down. Maybe you want to listen to an audio. Maybe you want to go and do some walking, some running, some biking. Maybe you got in the Peloton. Maybe you jump in a pool. Whatever it is for you. But just take some time for yourself, because that time that you give to yourself gives you the ability to give to others. Which brings me to the question of today. I asked this question in Clubhouse earlier today, and I'm going to ask you this question as well. How would you like to be remembered? How would you like to be remembered? What is your legacy? What are others going to experience because you are here? When you leave this planet, and it's a deep question, right? I heard this on another room, and that just it really changed my day when I heard that question, because it changes the perspective of what's most important, right? We get caught up in the day. We get caught up in the transactions and an escrow and a listing, everything that we're doing with our families, our homes, finances. There's just so many things that are moving pieces. And on top of that, we got a pandemic. There's so much noise. So that question for me really just brought it back and got me to center. And I was able to look at my life and say, what is my legacy? What do I want to be remembered for? And when I asked myself that question, I wasn't necessarily looking for an answer. And that's what I will share with you. The purpose of a question is not for you to get an answer. The purpose of a question is for you to get your mind into thinking about possibility, right? If your life is not going in the direction that you desire, then ask yourself better questions. What can I learn from this? How can I evolve? What is this trying to teach me? What goal can I extract from what I'm going through? What does this mean? What is this preparing me for, right? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Why does this always happen to me? Why is the world against me? Why is everyone against me, right? If you ask lousy questions, you will get lousy answers. Your mind is a servo mechanism. It'll serve whatever you do and whatever you input, right? So you got to ask yourself greater questions. So again, to the main question, what do you want to be remembered for? Think about that. Allow that question to move through your body. Listen to it. Bring it to your mind, to your heart. What do you want to be remembered for? And at least for me, it's about being a man of value. It's about being a reminder of what's possible. It's about legacy. It's about, no matter what you go through, no matter what has happened, no matter what your background is, I want to represent possibilities. I'm in front of this camera every single day. I talk in front of this camera every single day. I speak on stages. I'm accountable for a lot of people. I consider myself a great leader. And I was not that person. I built this person. Growing up, I was extremely shy, insecure, and the last thing that I wanted to do was have a camera on me. The last thing I wanted to do is get put on the spot. I was really okay with having a conversation on one-on-one, but the moment you put me in front of a room or in front of like 3 or 4 people, I would shy away. I'm like, I want no part of that. Even I resisted so much being part of social media because it would put me out there and I would have to be vulnerable, right? And then the questions that I asked myself at that point was, what if somebody reacts to me in a negative way? What if somebody says something to me and I don't know what to say? What if I look bad, right? What if I don't look good, right? All of those things, kept me in this little box. But I started to work on myself. I did courses that really impacted my life in a positive way. Landmark was one of them. I read books like Unlimited Power. I just did things that was working on myself continuously. And as I started to work on myself, I started to get glimpses of what I desired, because my desire in my heart was to be, I'm super passionate about being a man of value and being of service, right? Making an impact. But the thing was that I didn't have the courage to open up my mouth because I didn't think that anything that I was going to say was going to be valuable. So then I retreated and then I didn't raise my hand. I didn't do any of that stuff. So my intention here is to inspire you, whatever it is that you want to do. It doesn't have to be speaking in front of a camera. Maybe there's something else in your heart that you know that you want to do. Because if you're lacking motivation, if you're lacking inspiration, if you're lacking direction right now, it might be because you're not living into a reality that you're excited about. Get connected to something that excites you, that wakes you up out of bed, that gets you energized, that makes you smile, that has the best come out of you. Because the legacy you're going to be representing that with your loved ones, with your spouse, with your kids, with your team, with your community, with your country, with the world. Whatever you do causes a ripple effect in the world, right? Especially what we do behind closed doors, right? Especially what we do in the interactions that we have with others that are closest to us, and especially with the interactions that we have with ourselves on a daily basis, right? So I'm asking you to ask yourself that question because I want to have a new opening for your mind. And really, when I ask myself this question of, what do I want to be remembered for? It shrunk all of the things that I was worried about, all the concerns that I had, all of the considerations that I had. It really shrunk those things down because it really brings into perspective on what's most important. It keeps me on purpose. And that's the power of great questions. The power of a great question is that it repurposes you. It reminds you of who you already are, right? Everything that I do, everything that I represent is not to, hey, you know what, look at me and what I've done. No, it's look what I've done despite all of the chaos that's happened in my life. And what I want that to transpire, to inspire you to get is that you are already that. You're the Superman that you're looking for. You're the hero that you're looking for. Or the Superwoman in that case, right? You're the Superman or the Superwoman that you're looking for, that you desire. You just have to remove all of the stuff that's in the way from that. Because at your core, you are bliss, you are joy, you are love, you are everything that you want. The thing is that with the journey of life, when we start to go through failures, we start to catch these different habits of what we should do, how we should be, what is possible. And we start to carry all these things. And those are things that we learn from our childhood, from our role models, from teachers, from all the people that are around us. And all of that shaped our reality. And it told us what was possible. And I posted a quote, actually, the other day. And it showed birds in a cage. And birds in a cage, it said, believe that flying is an illness. Right? Because the only thing that the birds knew was that they lived in a cage. They didn't even know about the ability to spread their wings and fly. Right? So the birds truly believe that flying is an illness. There's something wrong with that bird. Right? So I want to remind you to fly. I want to remind you to expand. I want to remind you to grow. I want to remind you of the core greatness that you have within you because you're unlimited. Whatever you've gone through in life, whatever you're dealing with right now, and I understand, man, there's a lot of things that are changing right now. We have a pandemic. The world is changing every single day. So I'm definitely speaking to you from a point of, I get it. I'm there. I'm there with you. We are all collectively failing in the world right now. But do we live there? Do we keep ourselves in failure? That's what I want to get you away from because we don't have to do that. Right? Being in pain and being in suffering, I definitely believe that we have to confront and we have to face those things, but we don't got to live there. We don't got to continuously suffer. You can't suffer enough to make you feel better. You just can't. You got to just remove and remind yourself and heal yourself and remind that you are already what you want and what you desire. That emotion that you're holding on to that is not serving you, let it go. Surrender. There's a great book that I always recommend, and this is why I always reference it. It's called Letting Go by David Hawkins. And if you take away nothing else but this, is read that book. Really read that book because I talk about it all the time. It's not just because, hey, I don't make money on that book, but it changed my life. Letting Go by David Hawkins was such a profound, life-altering book for me because it dissected what the emotions that I was experiencing, and it really helped me to maneuver and figure out what the core was of these emotions. Because if you're having a conversation with a customer and that customer is taking away your peace and you're all of a sudden upset and angry and frustrated, that customer is just a reflection of something that you haven't dealt with in the past. It's just a new avatar. It's just showing up differently, right? It's not that customer that you're mad about. It's something, an emotion within you that you haven't healed, and that customer is now a representation of that. It's a mirror, right? So if you want to learn how to expand and how to grow, then look at the people and the situations in your life. Look at everything that's around you because everything is a mirror, and do a self-assessment and say, like, okay, this person is like this person's like that, this person's like this person's like that situation's like this, that situation's like that. Look at all of those things. Those are all data points for you. And that's a reflection of who you are within, because whatever's taking away peace and whatever's causing you suffering is an unhealed part of yourself. So, again, read that book, and what do you want to be remembered for? That's the question that I want to leave you with. The point is not to get an answer. Allow that to move your day. And I'm curious to know, what is it? What is it that you want to be remembered for? Right? So if this video opened up something for you, share with me what that is. You're probably watching this on Instagram, on Facebook. Maybe I sent you an email. Maybe I sent it to you via text, whatever the case is. Respond to me and let me know, what would you like to be remembered for? Thank you so much for listening, and create a miraculous day.